Secretary General, United Nations, Mr. Ban Ki-moon, for his address.
Thank you. Your Excellency, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat, Srimati Anandiben Patel, Honorable Ministers, Heads of State and Government, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Namaste. Kem cho Gujarat Vasio, Tamnet Malinet Anand Tayo. Dhanyawad. I'm delighted to be here today to address the 7th Vibrant Gujarat Summit. This dynamic state has long been a cultural crossroad and a gateway to the world. Today, Gujarat can also be a crossroad for a new era of sustainable development, where technology meets climate action, where entrepreneurs meet clean energy, where young people meet job opportunities. How appropriate for the state where Mahatma Gandhi was born here. This morning, I paid a tribute to Sabarmati Gandhi Ashram. Gandhi warned long time ago already about the dangers of unrestricted industrialization. It is an honor to be here today in this lasting tribute to Gandhiji's life and to the ideas which have made such an important contributions to the world and to the United Nations founding principles. I wrote in a guest book that I sincerely hoped that all world leaders and business leaders and all the people around the world will be inspired by his vision and teachings. Ladies and gentlemen, 2015 must be a year for global action. We must change course if we are to avoid even greater damage to ourselves and to our planet. Normally, political leaders, business leaders, any leaders of our society have some tendency of emphasizing the importance of their mandate, and I'm no exception. As a Secretary General, I'd like to emphasize that 2015 is the most important and crucial year for humanity. I'm telling you why. The United Nations is celebrating 70th anniversary of our founding this year. We have three most important priorities which we have to achieve. First, this is the target year, deadline year of Millennium Development Goals. We have to accelerate all the resources and efforts to meet the target. The world leaders must shape and agree the post-2015 development agenda with a set of sustainable development goals. Thirdly, we have to agree a universal and meaningful climate change agreement in December in Paris. Those are three most important priorities for the United Nations and for this world. That we have very important enabling factor, that is the Addis Ababa Conference for Financing for Development. To achieve all these goals, we need to have robust financial and technological support. That is what we are going to achieve in July in Addis Ababa. We have to work together. All these meetings overlap and aim mutually reinforcing goals to map out a new era of development that strengthens equity and fosters inclusive growth and climate action. The proposed Sustainable Development Goals are intended to be transformational. They cover areas including ending poverty and hunger, ensuring access to health care, education and energy, and building a resilient infrastructure. I thank India for playing a full role in creating this agenda through broad consultation. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Gujarat is a prime example of how sustainable energy and climate action are different aspects of the same issue and connect economic growth, increase social equity, and a healthier environment. I am pleased that my Sustainable Energy for All initiative is a partner of Vibrant Gujarat. We have launched this Sustainable Energy for All initiative with 3 goals. First, by 2030, we must provide universal access to energy to all 7 billion people in the world. I know that the Prime Minister Modi has declared that he will provide 24-hour electricity to New Delhi and will expand this energy service. Then second, double the energy efficiency. This is what you are doing in Gujarat. And thirdly, most importantly, double the use of renewable energy in global energy mix. I applaud and commend Prime Minister's initiative to increase the share of solar and wind power in India's energy mix, and for his vision in accelerating the development of solar energy when he was a Chief Minister of Gujarat. I also commend the Prime Minister's ambitious 100 Smart Cities initiative and encourage the use of renewables and energy efficiency. I count on India's forward-looking leadership this year as governments from around the world seek to adopt a meaningful, equitable, and universal climate change agreement in Paris. This agreement must contribute to keeping the world safe from dangerous climate change, and it must embrace the concept of equity and ethics in light of differing national circumstances for individual countries. The longer we delay taking action, the more we'll have to pay. And those who suffer most will be the poorest and the most vulnerable people. Ladies and gentlemen, this event, Gujarat, Vibrant Gujarat, goes far beyond return on investment. You are here not only to build industrial strength, but to talk about sustainable, inclusive solutions. Now more than ever, we need bold leadership across all levels of society, in governments, in corporations, and civil society, academia, and more. Many of you are already involved in UN initiatives on caring for climate and sustainable energy for all. Now, I challenge all of you present here today to do much more. First, I call on India's business community to lead the transformation we need to achieve sustainable development and inclusive growth. I ask you to channel your efforts into decisions that will benefit your companies, your country, and your children's future. Second, I call for India's continued strong leadership in the 3 negotiating processes which I have mentioned this year for due agreements on sustainable development, climate action, and financing. Third, I call on India to come forward with an ambitious national contribution on climate change as soon as possible, one that is consistent with your particular national circumstances. Mr. Prime Minister, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, India is in a unique position to lead the move toward sustainability in the wider world. This year will provide a formidable opportunity for emerging powers to position themselves in a changing global landscape. In your youthful country, nearly half the population of India is under 25 years of age. What great potential you have, and what great responsibility. After all, the half of this global population is under the age of 30. So we are living in a very young world. So we have to do much more for our young people. To these young people and their counterparts all over the world, to leave them a clean, green planet full of opportunity and responsibility. We cannot fail our children and grandchildren. It's time to recognize the damage we are doing and to take action to put it to right position. We have to put our planet Earth, our life, onto sustainable path. India's path and India's leadership will be crucial in this regard. And I thank you for your taking part, and let us work together to make this world better for all, sustainable for all, where nobody will be left behind. I thank you for your leadership. Dhanyawad.
Thank you, sir. John Kerry is the 68th